Hello everyone, my name is Audie Ratliff and you are watching this episode of the Ratliff Mandolins production diary. Thank you so very much for tuning in here, and ask you to stick around and stay for the rest of it. I'm going to tell you exactly what's on the job jar list this week. Number one, let's see, we've got some mandolins in the big room that have their peg head overlays glued on. Those will have to have the tuner holes re-drilled and be cleaned up all around the edges before we can move on with cleaning up and fretting those mandolins and getting them ready to shoot finish on. We have a couple of those mandolins in here that's already had that job done, and specifically a R5 master model that I have last week cleaned the binding channel up for the peg head overlay, and so we're going to get the peg head overlay started on that instrument this week, and hopefully if we get far enough along we'll even do the inlay as well. And let's see, we've got these mandolins right here. If there's a spare minute to rub together across the course of the week, these things are cured, ready to go, ready for the hardware and the final all the stuff to finish it up, putting strings on the bridge, tailpiece, keys, all that kind of stuff. So we've got three of them here that are just ready to go, just waiting enough time for me to have to do the job. And then of course there is a repair in the back that we replaced a truss rod in a 25-year-old mandolin, and it's ready to have the fretboard replaned and new frets put in it. So there's all kinds of stuff to be done around the shop this week. I'm going to carry the camera along with me and take footage of anything that seems to be interesting enough to take footage of. So let's go, and you can spend my week with me. I think that's the way that works. Well, I'll start with this thing right here. We need to radius the fretboard. The customers asked for Evo frets, and I have a series of radius sanding blocks. They're all cut to about the same radius, different sizes, and some of them have sandpaper already glued on them. And we're either going to use these or wrap sandpaper around these and just rub these back and forth this way. They're cupped out just a little bit. Rub them back and forth this way until we're pretty much level and radiused. It's long, dull, and boring, but that's what we're going to do. And then we're going to clean up the bottom of the fret slots and then put Evo frets in there. Here is the first piece of binding to go on the peg head of the R5 Master model in the batch. It's a double piece, cream, black, white, black, and it matches what's on the body. Piece number 2 on the peg head of that R5 Master model. Now, as you can see, I've got 2 pieces of binding glued on this R5 Master model. And in reality, that's 4 pieces because I have to glue the inner black, white, black strip and then the outer cream colored strip. So I've got those 2 glued on and complete. And now I have the inner black, white, black strip to this little Mickey Mouse here. As you can see, part of it's held on with string, and the other part's held on with push pins. And as soon as that dries, I will wrap the outer piece of cream on that, and I will have another complete piece of binding on. But until then, I'm going to hang this one back on the wall and work on those 4 that had the peghead overlays glued on. Yesterday, I drilled holes and everything and worked on the truss rod pockets and cleaned all those out and made them pretty and all like that. And so I'm down to actually trimming the outsides now. And that'll probably take the rest of the day to do. So that's where I'm going to head right now. Well, before you know it, as always seems like it, you turn around and it's Friday afternoon and it's almost quitting time. So to review what we got done this week, I got that mandolin repair done, and I got the peg heads all cleaned up on all of those mandolins that were in the prop bar deck at the beginning of the week. Plus, I cleaned up the peg head ear area here and the heel area and the neck. Got them sanded down to 120 grit, with the exception, of course, of this one and one of the A models. My time just ran out. So I got 3 of them all cleaned up, and I got the black, white, black inner strip glued all over this peg head here, and I'm getting ready to glue the next to the last piece of outer ivoroid binding on this piece right here. Let me show you that. Get this string out of the way. And this piece right here will go right there. Cut the joint and everything. Trim it up just a little bit, and then we'll glue it on, and that'll be all I can do this week. And then we'll just pick right back up where we left off here on Monday. Well, that's that. We'll look for you on the next episode of the Ratliff Mandolins Production Diary. See you then.